What's up? It's Joe. This isn't a review. Reviews are made with the intentions of giving one's thoughts without the intention of changing them. This is therefore a first impressions video. I will keep playing long after this video gets posted, and another video will be made in time, explaining how my views have stayed the same or changed now that I have gotten into the endgame. Keep this in mind, and try not to hate me for how I feel. These are my own thoughts, and they do not reflect how you will view this game if you are a first-time player. I urge you to try for yourself, as it has a very generous free trial. Now, onto the video. Why are there loads of polar bears?
It's happening right now!
What is this? Help!
I don't know!
Help!
Tank!
Press all the buttons! Now, I'm not a big player of MMOs, or MMORPGs, or any other online game beyond CSGO and Agario. But my good friend and massive virgin Fireguardian convinced me to play the critically acclaimed MMORPG Final Fantasy XIV in the hopes he would turn me into an ERP-loving homosexual catboy just like himself. Sadly, this did not go to plan, and instead I became a bootleg version of myself that looked like he had seen just one too many ISIS videos on Facebook. A husk of a man that didn't know what he was getting into. As I created my character, he repeated the same speech that all Final Fantasy players memorise in the hopes they mentally retard their victims so that they do not resist the parasitic infection that slowly turns them into a katana-wielding neckbeard. I mean, it kind of worked. I like katanas, I just don't have a neckbeard. Or the 5,000 hours it takes you to start enjoying the game, like Fireguardian has. It's a problem. He kept repeating the same points. It's a slow start, stick with it, you'll like it eventually. Just what every new player wants to hear when they're starting up a game for the first time.
Taking a shit,
Oh
bro,
my
what the fuck?
I created my monstrosity of a character and was very quickly intrigued by all the smooth, clean, and quite frankly amazing animation. The art style was more like one from a Japanese anime, probably a reference to the country of Japan, in which the game was made. More on the visuals later. I was now free in this world, a fresh adventurer that was ready to take on any quest or fight any monster to get that good loot. Or just do whatever Fireguardian told me to do, because I kept getting lost. Did I mention the maps were big? Because they are. If you have ever played an MMO before, you might already know this. But these maps were much bigger than any Dust 2 or Mirage I had ever played before. And before I knew it, hours of my life came and went. 22 hours to be exact. Which may not be a lot to all the Final Fantasy XIV veteran players. But you know what? It's about 20 more hours than what I wanted to play. 20 hours of Fireguardian, who again had 5,000 hours and a serious problem, nudging me along while my soul wastes away. And now, I give you my first impressions of Final Fantasy XIV as of recording this video.
So you're gonna click... You see where I'm clicking on?
There's a frog. I'm more interested in the frog. I'm going to start with the bad points, so this video lands on a high note. First, the game's boring. Now before all the MMO dudes get very mad at me, I'm going to explain why. As a mainly single-player gamer, I have played all sorts of missions, drove many types of vehicles, used all the guns you can think of, and have taken part in hundreds of different styles of missions. And you know what mission ranks last on almost everyone's list? Fetch quests. There are way too many of them. For a solid hour of my time, I took part in fetch quest after fetch quest. Go here, talk to this dude, they tell you to go get this thing, you get it, you go back, they give you a reward, no boss, no major risk, just walk around, do this, walk back. I'm not saying a game can't have fetch quests, but you can't have an hour of fetch quests all at once. No. Bad. I don't think I have to say any more on that. If you want an explanation on why fetch quests are bad, then go talk to anyone who played Skyrim. We hate it.
Oh, this is already fucking boring.
What?
This house. It's not very... Weren't you in here? You were in here!
Oh, is this the one I wrote cock and balls in?
Yes!
But wait. There's another style of quest. One just as boring and dull. One that I am calling a courier quest. I'll give an example. I was told by someone to go to some place and talk to some guy. You with me so far? Good. He gave me a mission. Deliver 3 cups of tea to 3 lookout guys. And then to come back. Final Fantasy XIV, everyone. I did not like this. It's a massive waste of my time, a waste of effort. I could be taking a bell tower in Far Cry 4 right now, not doing this crap. I'm going to lead this into a new point. These missions happen so often and take up so much of your time that the whole game's progression in both character and story feels slow. Mind-numbingly slow. So slow, I once thought it preferable to raid a village in Clash of Clans than to make an effort opening this game. Honestly, ask Fireguardian, who waited for me to finish. It makes me want to stop playing and go to sleep for the rest of the night at 6:30 in the evening when I get one of these missions. Moving on. The missions in which you get sent to kill an enemy. I don't mind them. What, you thought I was going to say I hate them? Please. If this game didn't have these missions, there wouldn't be a game to play. But I will make the point that there isn't many more missions other than these types. These 3 missions are the only missions I have undertaken so far. And as much as I don't dislike the go here, kill this missions, I would have liked to see a bit more variation, and I think that's a fair thing to say. There could have been a stealth aspect or a new ability only available for certain missions. I don't know. I don't make these games, I just play them. And who knows, in the future game, maybe they would have those missions and more. Maybe I'm just an idiot. Anyway, moving on. Reading. You like it? Well, you better, because in every dialogue you have to read a good few pages worth of text just to understand why some floating cat was stealing equipment from a farm. There you go, there's the thing by... And God save you in the cutscenes. I would have a much more enjoyable time reading the Quran than in any of the books that is Final Fantasy XIV's cutscenes. And every time I ask, do I have to read this, to anyone, it's always the same vague answer. Well, you don't have to, but it makes the story better. What the hell does this mean? No? Yes? I want to understand the game, but I also want to finish the game before I'm 30. There are some voiced cutscenes that I hear get much more frequent as the game goes on, but at the moment I am confined to reading my games rather than listening to them. Want to know another thing that really pisses me off? The UI. It reminds me a bit of Morrowind's UI, only worse. And you want to know why I stopped playing Morrowind? The UI. Fireguardian once asked me to open up the friends list. 5 minutes later of fumbling around the screen, he asked me to share my screen over Discord, and I have done ever since. Once you know where things are, you know how to get to them, but finding them in the first place is a hard thing to do. And there's just so many options you don't really need, at least right now. It makes finding the basic things so much harder. But I'm not going to try and lower my opinions of the game because of that. This game is big and it has a lot of features. Those features need to be somewhere. You can't get around it. So I will just shut up and deal with it. But you know what I can't deal with? Misclicking. You want to sit on your friend's car? Oops, did you just click on the wrong option? Well, here's a new window blocking half your screen. Don't worry, just click off of that and click again. Oh, but now you're clicking on your friend in the car and not the car itself. Oh no!
Yeah, so I was gonna say.
Click on the right thing. It's a small thing, but it happens enough that it becomes a problem. Partially due to the UI, which I said I wouldn't complain about, but they could have made it just a little bit easier to click on the right things. Maybe make a quick enter option or something. And those are my problems with this game. You might hate me now, and I can understand that, but I want to stress that although I feel this way, I will keep playing. So before you give me the, no, it gets better later in the game, just wait, and my follow-up video might just change in your favour. Give me a break. On to the good points. Where are you?
Look in the aquarium.
What the hell? What is wrong with you? Firstly, this game is beautiful. I'm not a massive anime fan. Fullmetal Alchemist is my only exception, so I did not expect to like the visuals as much as I did. All the animations I've seen are just smooth and well made. Even the small side missions are all consistent. All the weapon animations are fantastic, and the areas you find are so diverse and wonderful. So much colour can be found, but also so much darkness, and they do both very well. I've heard from a few people that they think the graphics are dated, which is absolutely not the case. It's simple, not old. These graphics don't age. I'm going to call back to the text and the reading and stuff. Now, the text might smother you, and leave you dead inside after you read the 14,628th word, but the text really does well to convey the characters they represent. Bandits, poor citizens, ship crew all have an interesting vocal choice that really is convincing. In a way, the lack of speech really makes it easier to create these characters, as you yourself are giving them their voice. The text's usage of some words just gives you the slightest nudge in the right direction, and you just do the rest yourself.
Who the fuck has a living room next to their kitchen and an open room?
Me? Genuinely me? In both houses I live in?
Oh.
Weapons and equipment. Now, I don't think I have to say much here. Though I have never played an MMO before, I knew from the get-go that the amount of weapons and armour and cosmetics would not disappoint me, and it didn't. What more can I say? The weapons and armour I've seen on other characters gives me a strong incentive to keep playing. The thought of coming across one of those swords or bows or even guns makes me excited and makes me think all the fetch quests and reading could be worth it. And what good are weapons without good enemies? The enemies and even characters in this game are exceptional, all unique with their own movesets, abilities, patterns, styles. I have never had the same boss fight twice. Each time it made me think on my toes and made me adjust my playstyle and use my abilities differently each time. This makes for a really fun fight and always leaves me satisfied. Oh my god, there's anime girls. Character customization was nothing too special, although I wasn't disappointed by it. Though there wasn't as many facial features and styles as I was expecting. I have not come across another player that has the same look I do, probably because my character looks hideous and has the vibe of someone who drowned a lot of people. But in all fairness, as much as it had me worried at the start, it is not something that has me concerned now, so I will say that it's a feature done well. Races and classes. There's a lot of interesting classes. I've played one, so I do not know nor care really about the others. Cry about it. I play as an archer. It's nice, I guess, but I don't really know. Maybe I would like another better, but I don't really care. I chose this one, and I don't really care to think about how I could be enjoying the game more as a paladin or knight or whatever you call it. Pick what makes you happy. Wait.
Oh wait, I might have...
In terms of race, though, in my opinion, you have one normal race and the rest are freaks. Wait, can I say that on YouTube? In my opinion, I'm just not into the whole Catboy, Lion Man, Shrek, child characters. Not my thing. I just play as a human, which, like, I do in any game. The rest just seem a little weird to me. Only exception is the rabbit girls, they can stay. But in all fairness, just choose what makes you happy, I don't care. Playing with friends, thank God. I can't tell you how many boring-ass missions I've powered through with Fireguardian. He is the only reason I am still playing this game at this point. I have a tough enemy, he kills it. If I need to get somewhere fast, he takes us there. He says he's just helping me power through the boring bits so I can play the good stuff sooner, and it's so easy to play with each other. Other than solo boss fights, your friends can help you out anywhere. No matter the level, it's just so nice to finally see a game do this and make it as seamless as possible. And that leads me to my last point. ERP. ERPing is what fuels my fire. It brings me satisfaction like nothing else does.
I love it so very much. It's just like sex in real life.
Overall, I rate this game a 4 out of 10, but I do see the possibility for me to start enjoying it when I start getting into the main game. I will do a follow-up video once I have made up my mind about the game, probably after I complete one or two of the DLCs. I don't know. This again was just my own opinions, and nothing I have said should stop you from getting the game. Please make up your own mind and play what you want to play. Thank you for watching.